All right, good morning. It is college day today here at Kennedy, so I have my Columbia shirt on. This is my son's college. Super proud of him, so I got to wear the spirit wear for my son's college. I went to Rockford University, but Columbia College is in Chicago. It's a really cool college about for people who want to go into acting and directing movies and different scenes. My son is going into technical design, so his job will be building all the sets on movies and plays and budgeting them and designing them and putting them together, and he's in charge of all that stuff. So when you watch a play or you see a movie, all that background stuff is what he's in charge of. So Columbia College in Chicago is where he went. All right, today we are going to do least common multiple. Before we do least common multiple, I'm going to be showing you an algorithm that lets you do both least common multiple and greatest common factor at once. So I'm going to do least common multiple in this video, and then I'm going to do another video to show you how to do greatest common factor, and then I'll probably do one to show you both. Okay? Let's start with, and I'm going to use the same examples in all three videos so that you can kind of carry on and see it. All right, let's do 12 and 18. Okay? First thing we have to do is factor that out. Make that factor tree. Branch that out. Ask yourself, what do I need to multiply to get 12? And what do I need to multiply to get 18? Okay? I know that 2 times 6 is 12. You are prime. Come on down. Okay? If you said 3 times 4, that's okay too. Just break down your 4 and bring your 3 down. All right? I know that to get 6, and 6 is not prime, I got to do 2 times 3. And they got a speed pass to the bottom. 2 and 3. And because these are prime, remember, our prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. And there's more of them, but that's the ones that you'll most likely use for least common multiple or greatest common factor. Okay? So 2s and 3s are listed here, so that tells me I'm all done with it. It's broken down as far as I can. All right, 18. You could say 3 times 6 or 2 times 9. I think I'm going to go with 2 times 9 because most people know their 2s better than their 3s. You are prime, speed pass. All right, I have a 9. What can I multiply to get 9? Make my branch. You said 3 times 3. You are correct. Speed pass down to the bottom. All right, now I have my factoring done. Now what I'm going to do is off to the side here, I'm going to write 12 dot dot 18 dot dot. Okay? I'm going to write all my factors of 12 first. I've got a 2, a 2, and a 3. A 2, a 2, and a 3. Which means I simply took these numbers and I put them here. Okay? I just took the numbers off the bottom and put them there. Okay? Now I'm going to do 18. Here's the thing. I've got a 2, a 3, and a 3. I'm going to line up anything that matches my 12. So for this one, I have a 2. It matches right there. So I'm going to put it under there. I'm going to cross it off because otherwise I might accidentally write it again and I don't want to do that. I've got a 3. Do I have a 3 up here? Yep. Cross it off. And I've got an extra 3 and I don't have a 3 here. So he's just going to go by himself. Okay? So in the end of this, I've got 2s lined up, a 2 by itself, 3s lined up, and a 3 by itself. So if they don't have a pair, just put it off to the side. Okay? Now, here's the deal. To get the answer, all you have to do, multiples like to multiply. So we got to bring 1 of every column down. Only 1 of every column. Even if there's a pair, we only bring 1. For example, I know that there's a pair of 2s here, but I only need 1 of them for least common multiple. Okay? Then we're going to put a times. I got to bring down this 2 because he's by himself, but he comes down. I got a pair of 3s. I only bring down 1. And I got a 3 by itself. I only bring down 1. So you end up with 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now, don't just like add them together. You got to do them one at a time. So we're going to do 2 times 2, which is 4. Now we're going to take 4 times 3. So we'll take this answer times 3, and we get 12. And 12 times 3, 12, 24, 36. So we get 36. So the least common multiple of 12 and 18 is 36. And if you count it up, 12, 24, 36, you hit a 36. And 18 and 18 is 36. So that matches. So basically, at least common multiple means it's like, when is the first time that those numbers are going to land on the exact same number? Okay? Now, sometimes you don't even have to really factor. For example, if I have numbers like 3 and 6, well, if I have 6, I can go 3 and then 6, right? I'm going to hit 6 before 6 even goes anywhere. So my least common multiple for 3 and 6 will just be 6, because I don't have to even move 6. 3 and 6 are going to collide at 6. Okay? Same thing with if you have something like 7 and 21. Okay? 7, 14, 21. You don't even have to factor it because they're going to collide at 21. Okay? So you don't even have to do factoring for those things. Numbers like this that aren't in common or aren't multiples of each other, you have to factor tree them out and do it this way, which is most of the time what they're going to give you on any kind of test or homework. Okay, they usually don't make it that easy on you. So that's why I wanted you to learn this way as well. Okay, let's try another example here. I want to give you one more example. And anytime that you need to pause to write all these notes down, if you feel like I'm going too fast, that's why I make these videos, so that you can back up, listen to it again, stop it, take notes, do what you need to do. So feel free to pause it, back it up, watch it again and again and again, okay? Sometimes when I help Austin with his college homework, sometimes I have to watch his math videos 2 or 3 times to be able to understand how to do them. And that's okay, because I'd rather make sure that I really take my time than to give him the wrong answer, because that would really be bad if I got the wrong answer, if I helped him and then he got the wrong answer. Okay, let's try another example. Again, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Okay, let's try, let's try 4 and 10. Now, 4 has got to break down because, again, it's not in that 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, right? So it's got to break down. So what can we multiply to get 4? We can do 2 times 2, right? And 2's our prime number, so guess what? They're done. Now, you can draw arrows down, but they're already at the bottom, so I'm just going to leave them right there. For 10, I can do 2 times 5. And guess what? Those are prime too, so this is a super easy one, right? Now, all I'm going to do, I'm going to write 4. I'm going to write these 2 numbers are going to go right here. So 2 and 2. Okay? Now I'm going to write 10, my other factor, or my other integer. These are integers. And I'm going to look, I say, all right, I got a 2. Do I have a 2 down here? Yep, I do. It doesn't really matter which one you put it under. You just want to line it up under one or the other. If you want to do this or this, it doesn't matter. Okay? I have a 5. Do I have a 5 down there? No, I don't. So 5 has to be all alone. Okay. Got it lined up. All my numbers are taken care of. Now, all I got to do is bring 1 down from each column. So I got a 2. Even though I have 2 2's, only bring down 1. 1 from each column. 2 and 5. And we got to multiply those together. So, again, don't multiply like some people like to try and add them together where it's 4, it ends up being 9. Don't do that. Make sure you multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. So the least common multiple is 20. And you can think about that. If you count by tens, 10, 20, okay? So let's see if 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So there you go, it matches up. That's the first time they're going to run into each other, is at 20. If you had 2 wheels and one had 4 and one had 10, you would have to go 2 rotations of the 10, but 5 rotations of the 4 until they would actually come up together. Okay? All right. I want to give you one example of the one I was talking about where you wouldn't have to really do much factoring. Again, if it went too fast for you, please make sure that you pause, because I want you to make sure that you've got this down. The one I see on here is 12 and 24. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you if we factor it out exactly how it does work out, but your least common multiple is going to be 24, because if I count by 12s, 12, 24, that's the first time they're going to collide. But I'm going to break it down. 2 times 6, 2 times 3, bring this down, just to show you that it does work out that way. 2 times 12, you get to come down. And I know I'm going fast, but that's just because I want to prove this to you. So now, I didn't bring it down far enough, did I? And 2 times 3. So if I line them up, I got 12. I got 2, 2, and 3. And then I have 24, and I have a 2, line up with a 2, a 2, line up with a 2, a 3, line up with a 3, and an extra 2, right? Bring down 1 from each column. So this column, this column, this column. I got 2 times 1 from this one, 2 times 1 from this one, 3 times 1 from that one, 2. Now when I multiply them up, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24, which is the same as this number. So if you want to go through all the work of factoring that out and writing out these numbers, you're welcome to do that. But I really want you to think about, if I kept the smaller number and I kept going, so let's say I had 6 and 18. If I start counting by the lowest number, which is 6, and start counting in multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, do I run into that 18? If the answer is yes, then 18 is automatically your least common multiple, and you don't even have to do any more work than that. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, ask your parents, your grandparents, anyone that's around you that can help you. And you can come and see me. I can give you some tutoring if you need it. All right? I hope you have great choices and a great day today. And I will see you next time.